Hello, everyone, and thank you for being with us today for another episode of Level Up Law, where every Tuesday at noon, South Carolina Legal Services levels up your legal knowledge about an area of law that we practice in, live on Tuesdays. We're viewing Bronte Anelli, a staff attorney in our Conway office. Actually, she's now in our Rock Hill office. Yeah. Changing it up on us, and she is also our special education law lead attorney. You're viewing her live, and in the background, I'm Susan Ingalls, senior staff attorney and host of Level Up Law. And as always, our producer, Kenneth Elliott from our IT department, is here as well, just making sure everything is running properly for Bronte today. So school is starting. So today we continue with topics about school issues on Level Up Law. Bronte is going to cover some of those issues that you may have with school enrollment with your children. But before that, we do want to remind you that this is not legal advice. It's just general information for you, but it's important information, especially right now with school starting. If you do need the help of a lawyer, call our intake line here at Legal Services or apply online, and all that information is going to be provided by Bronte at the end of her presentation today. Also, as a reminder, all of our episodes are posted by producer Kenneth Elliott to the Level Up Law playlist on our YouTube channel, so you can look for it there if you need a review. But also for today, Bronte is able to answer some general questions for you if there's time at the conclusion of the presentation. So just put any questions that you have in the question box. And that's it from me, Bronte. Let's get started.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. I do appreciate it. So let's get started with today. So today we're going to be talking about the school enrollment issues. And as my wonderful host stated, my name is Bronte Anelli. I am currently in the Rock Hill office and hopefully to be here as long as the foreseeable future. I am the special education lead attorney, so I do handle a lot of education cases and know some things about this area here. But with that being stated, although I am an attorney, I am not your attorney. So I cannot answer specific questions regarding any cases or any issues that you may be experiencing. And any questions that you ask and any answers that I may give do not create an attorney-client relationship. So this presentation is merely just to provide you with some information regarding school enrollment issues. And if you do need to speak to an attorney further regarding any situation that you are experiencing, we do have some information regarding how you might qualify for a legal services attorney, as well as where you can contact for the lawyer referral service. So welcome, parents. This presentation is aimed for anyone who is enrolling their child into school this year or transitioning into schools. We will also be addressing how to enroll a child into school, the documents you may need, and some issues that you may experiencing enrolling your child into the school. So it's a lot of information, and I've tried to condense it very succinctly, but we'll see if there are any questions at the end. So the main question that I think any new parent or custodian should know is, when should my child be enrolled? So children are required under the law to be enrolled in school at the age of 5 years if they turn 5 by September 1st of that year for kindergarten, up until the age of 17. In that, you have to be able to enroll your child into the school in which your child lives. So the next question you have to find out is, what school district do you live in? And there are actually a couple of tools that you can utilize to figure out what school district that you're in. I actually provided a website for you. This is the website from the Department of Education here in South Carolina that lists out the different school districts in the counties that you reside in. This is a very good website to get the name of the superintendent, the website information, as well as the contact information for your school district within your counties. Most counties in South Carolina only have one school district, but the more popular counties have more than one school district. So if you live in districts like Horry County, Fairfield, Aiken, Darlington, you may only need to use this website to find your school district's information. For those people who reside in those counties, I recommend you search up your county, find the district, and there they have a link for the website, and you go to that website. On that website, you will be able to gain some further information regarding registering your child, what school they would be registered in, and how you would go about that process. Some schools may require you to create a parent portal first, but if you just follow their instructions, you should be good to go. So that, however, does not go for all counties. Some counties, such as York, Greenwood, and Anderson, may have multiple different school districts within the county itself. If you go onto this website that I have listed here, you'll see that it might say York County 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So you might, although reside in York County, you don't know if it's York County School District 1 or School District 2. The best way I actually find out what school district a person resides in is through Zillow. I often go through Zillow. You can type in your exact address, and if you scroll down to the bottom, it not only tells you what school district you're in, but also what elementary, middle school, and high school you would be enrolling your child into. So for that, I actually recommend going through that process itself. So then that way you know exactly what district you should enroll in. And once you know the school's district, you can go to the department's website again, click on your school district, and then gain the website information as well on how you should enroll your child. So when you do enroll your child into school, you are going to need to provide certain documentations for them. Essentially, the school district is going to need to know how old your child is, what their shot or immunization record history is, as well as their proof of address. So things that can be used to prove these things are a child's birth certificate, a copy of their medical records to show what shots they have and have not received, as well as a copy of the utility bill that just shows what address you have. If you do not have a birth certificate, you can request a copy from the Department of Health and Environmental Control, and they will easily be able to send you one. The request, I believe, is $12 to be able to get a copy to you for the purposes of enrollment. Once you have provided those documents, you also will need to pay a registration or enrollment fee for the school district. And then once that has all been completed, then your child is officially enrolled. There we go. Okay. But what if? So the process I went over is a very straightforward start to stop. You didn't have any issues. It worked out perfectly. But that is not the case for a lot of people here in South Carolina. There might be experiencing different things. So I have created a but what if section, all right? So, but what if I am not the child's legal parent or guardian? Some guardians of a child may not have gone through the formal court process to get custody of a child that they are trying to enroll. They may have gained custody of a child when parents dropped off their kid upon the parent's passing, or for some other additional reason. But just because you do not have legal custody through the court does not mean that a school district can deny you the ability to enroll the child into a school district. There is an affidavit out there, and I have provided the link for the affidavit that will allow you to enroll a child into a school district even if you are not the child's legal parent or guardian. And when we're talking about legal parent, we're talking about a person that a court has given permission to make the decisions regarding the child. This is typically through a custody action with a third-party person or their guardian. There are a couple of reasons that this affidavit may apply to you, and these are the only reasons this affidavit will apply to you. So the reasons are the parents have died, there is a death, illness, incarceration of the legal parent or guardian, the parents have relinquished their control to make decisions to you, there is abuse or neglect, physical or mental condition of a parent that they cannot provide adequate care or supervision of the child, that the parent or guardian is homeless, or that the parent or guardian is deployed in the military. So if any one of those apply to you, then you will be able to use this affidavit. Once you check off one of those reasons, there is a little section after that that just explains and asking for more details about how you gained custody of that child through this means, throughout going to court. And in that way, you can easily enroll your child into school through this manner. Most reasons that I have seen in my practice fall under one of these 5 reasons. So I would be very surprised if your situation did not fall under one of these reasons as well. But what if you are experiencing homelessness? So for those who may not be aware, homelessness applies to any student without a fixed, regular, or adequate nighttime residence. Some examples of this mean that you are living in hotels and motels, there are shelters, campgrounds, etc. If this applies to you and your child, this does not prevent you from having your child enrolled into school. There was an act that was created by the federal government called the Mckinney-Vento Homelessness Assistance Act, and it required each school district to place one person in the district to help coordinate a child and families who are experiencing homelessness to try to make sure that person is enrolled into their district. Their job is strictly there to make sure that you can get the items you need to help enroll your child into school. The good thing about using this coordinator as a way to assist in providing those services is that they can also help provide additional services outside of enrolling your child. So they might be able to help with transportation as well as other educational services that your child may be experiencing as a result of homelessness. But what if you cannot afford the enrollment fee? In today's day, a lot of people may not be able to afford the enrollment fee into the school district, but that does not prevent you from enrolling your child into school. Typically, if you receive some type of government assistance, your child's school lunches are not only free, but this enrollment fee should be waived. If you receive some type of low income as well, but may not be eligible for some government assistance, you may be eligible for a reduced lunch and thereby a reduced fee itself. But if those 2 scenarios do not apply to you, then you may also be eligible or able to communicate with the school's administration in order to come up with a payment plan. However, any payment plan that you agree to, we do recommend that you make sure you have the ability to agree to that payment plan. We don't want you to be agreeing to paying something that you cannot make to maintain. And then going through that agreement itself and making sure you can do that will allow you to enroll your child into school. But if you have attempted these things and are still having a hard time enrolling your child into school, we do recommend you contact an attorney. You may qualify for legal services here or reach out to a private attorney if you can afford one to help you address these issues. Finally, I wanted to address some issues that some new parents or guardians may have questions about, but that may or may not apply to them. First is immigration. Some people, especially more recently, may be a little hesitant to enroll their child into a new school district because of their immigration status. But fortunately, federal law is clear upon this. A school cannot refuse to enroll a child because of their legal status, treat them differently based upon their status, or ask about their immigration status or any questions that may expose the immigration status. So any family who may have an immigration issue that they are experiencing should not be deterred from enrolling their child into the school district. And that leads also into the second one, languages. We are a country where many languages are spoken and many people may not be speaking English as their first language. If that is the case for you, that does not mean that you are forced to learn English when it comes to making decisions regarding your child's education needs here. Each school district are required to provide you school documents in your own language. And this can mean any school document you receive, from information flyers to reports on your child, and anything in between that the school district may be sending home to you. This is so you, again, can have the best and most up-to-date information regarding everything that affects your child while they are enrolled in school. The school should also provide you an interpreter for any meetings that you may be having with teachers. And if you do have a child with an IEP or 504 plan, this interpreter should be present at all of those meetings so you can adequately participate in them. This also goes for anybody who may not be able to read well also. If you have limited understanding with either the written language, the school district should provide you a way to be able to comprehend any written items provided to you from the school itself. Finally, transfers. A student can transfer from one district to another, either at the end of the school year or in the middle of the school year. And there are a lot of the same documents you would be providing that we already initially talked about will be provided at this time. So the birth certificate, bills, records, as we talked about. But you will also be including your child's education record as well from the previous school district. This includes all grades, any disciplinary history, or any plans regarding their special education that the school may keep on file. Your old school should give this to you upon request, and either they will be giving you a copy or they will be sending a copy of the transcript to the new school. If they send it directly to the new school, we do recommend that you contact the new school to let them know that they should be expecting these records, as well as to confirm that they have received it, just so we can make sure that the new school district has all of your information up to date. This is going to be very important if you have a child who has a 504 plan or an IEP or individualized education plan. These plans are not shared with all school districts automatically. And what I mean by that is that there is not one central database for them. So you will have to inform your new school that these plans exist, as well as give them a copy of it for the school to implement the same or similar services as located in the IEP before they analyze it again to see what they can possibly do for you. So it is very important that you provide the new school any of your records, so then that way they can make sure they provide the services as best as possible for your students. So I know I provided a couple of resources for you on how to find out what district you're enrolled in, as well as the affidavits, but I did want to highlight some additional resources here. So the first one is going to be the South Carolina Appleseed Parent Guide for K through 12. This is a great resource for a lot of parents. It answers a lot of questions that you may have regarding a variety of different issues, not only enrollment, but also bullying, discipline, and special education. So I have included the PDF site here for you as well. The other one is actually South Carolina Legal Services brochures. I have included the brochures website here. There you can get access to all of our brochures, not just for education, but also for any other legal issue that we cover, such as housing, employment, and the like. So I do recommend that if you have a couple of other questions or looking for some more information, that you visit these resources, as they are very useful for it. All right, so if you are in need of attorney and qualify for a legal services attorney, you can apply on the telephone or online, and I have provided the intake application for anyone who might be interested in it. Other than that, I do just want to thank you very much for coming to my presentation about these enrollment issues. And if anybody has a question at this time, I'd be more than happy to answer for you.
Well, thanks so much, Bronte. As as questions may take a minute or so to come in, just wanted to say thank you. Very interesting information, good basic stuff. And I have one question. This happened to a client of mine previously, and you may have answered it, but I don't think so. I know that the school affidavit for enrollment is pretty absolute, but sometimes people are told that they, can't enroll a child even when they meet that criteria, or and so they, kind of give up, or they're told that they have to go and get, legal custody and stuff like that. And I know sometimes it's just the people that they are talking to at a particular school, may just not be as well informed as they, should be on those issues. And so if you have any thoughts on that, I would love to hear them as far as how to proceed, without having to call us. Obviously you can call us, and that's what that client did in that situation. And, we provided them with the, the law that says that they can do it that way. And they were able to actually enroll. It was a gentleman enrolling. His grandson had to move in with him for one of the reasons, cited in the affidavit. So any guidance on that, I guess?
Yes, so that is not a abnormal problem. A lot of people who do those affidavits still receive some type of kickback from the school with it. But the statute only requires that affidavit. So typically what I will recommend in situations like that is just writing a letter to the school district, making sure everything's in writing. We attorneys love paper. And just stating that under the statute in South Carolina, that is all that is required for enrollment. And as a result, you're asking that the school district comply with the law. And typically, in fact, after sending a strongly worded letter, I've never had any issues with enrollment, nor anybody who I have advised to do that has had any issues with enrollment itself. Also, if you take the affidavit to the school district office rather than the school, that can help as well. So just the different location can also assist.
Yeah, good point. That's where the knowledge is, I guess, more so than maybe at the local school level. So, all right, very good answer. Appreciate that. So for now, it does not look like we have any questions. You answered them all with your presentation, I guess, and thanks so much. And if anyone has a question, a comment, or would like more information, or has a suggestion for a topic for us on Level Up Law, please put that down in the comments below when this webinar video is posted on our YouTube channel. So thanks again, Bronte. It was a terrific presentation, certainly very timely when it comes to school enrollment. So just reminding everybody to look for that playlist on our YouTube channel for Level Up Law. We have a lot of other videos too, not just coming from this show. So check it out there. And while you're there, you can also subscribe to our channel, sign up for notifications so you'll know every time we post a new video. So we encourage you to do that. And then also this particular presentation, especially right now, if you find it helpful and you think it might be helpful to others, please do share the video out of YouTube to anyone that you think it might be helpful to. And also be sure to check out our social media, get all the up-to-date information, of course, about Level Up Law, but also other important resources that we have and links to those resources. Those will be on the video. There's a slide that Bronte was just showing a moment ago with all that information. We just encourage you to go check those out. We're always posting not just about resources, but about what we're doing out in the community and court and what our partners are doing. So definitely check all that out. We always want people to get as much good information that they can. So if you don't need this information, somebody else probably does. So be sure to tune in next week on August 9th. When our Education Law Unit Head, Elliot Tate, will be bringing us part 2 of his series on your child's IEP, a step-by-step guide. You can find part 1 already on our Level Up Law playlist on our YouTube channel, so check that out there. And thank you to our audience for being with us today. As always, we appreciate you checking in with us and getting all the important information that our lawyers and partners are sharing here. And again, Bronte, thanks so much for your great presentation. And that concludes today's webinars. Take care, everybody. See you next week.